Hey there, Shock Jocks, I'm the Comics Kid 2099, and today I'm here to talk about an episode of Superman the Animated Series. In this case, the episode in question is called Livewire. If you haven't seen it, go watch it or suffer the spoilers that I'm about to lay down in this quick plot synopsis. Leslie Willis is a very opinionated, very annoying radio host who dislikes Superman, and after spending the first third of the episode bad-mouthing Superman, she holds a party in the park celebrating being on the air for 3 years while it is raining cats and dogs. She gets electrocuted, and instead of dying, she turns into a being made out of electricity who can control electricity. She decides to take over Metropolis, causing several near accidents with her control over radio and TV signals in the city. Superman tries to stop her, and she accidentally gets wet, short-circuiting her powers, putting a stop to her for now. I'm really not sure if there's much to say about this episode. On the one hand, I think having a character who doesn't love the superhero for valid reasons is an interesting idea. Crispus Allen in the Batman comics of the late 90s, early 2000s, George Stacy in the Amazing Spider-Man movie, Mason Drake in the Lois and Clark TV show, these guys have a perfectly valid reason for not liking the respective superheroes that they are foiled against, which is more than I can say for Livewire. Literally everything she says and does makes no sense at all. She says that all Superman cares about is himself. Okay, so why does he do what he does? Why does he save other people? For attention? That doesn't make much sense. She says things are way too easy for him. Okay, I could maybe see how someone living in the DC universe who isn't in on everything we the audience are in on would maybe think that, but again, we see that this is categorically false. And then she says that he's never around when you need him. Well, spank my butt and call me baby. If you treat him like this, what can you expect? Now, we could have had a character who says all of this to drum up interest from her audience, but doesn't really believe in what she's selling. And Lois even asks her if that's what she's doing. And then out of nowhere, Leslie starts talking about how it's hard being a woman working in radio and nothing was handed to her on a silver platter like it was for Superman. What? What does her career path and the glass ceiling have to do with Superman? I definitely believe that being a woman in the workplace is hard, don't get me wrong, but that hasn't one single thing to do with Superman saving cats from trees or stopping criminals from the Phantom Zone from taking over the planet. Like I said, nothing this character says makes any sense at all, and that's before her brain gets fried when she gets her superpowers, which is a shame because, like I said, if we had gotten a character who actually did have valid reasons for not liking Superman, this could have been a very interesting character and episode. So anyway, after she becomes Livewire, suddenly she's holding the city for ransom for, you know what, no, I'm not even going to pretend like I understand why she's doing this. It's one thing if a character is mentally unbalanced and they do something you don't understand, because then you can say, well, they're mentally unbalanced, and I certainly buy that Livewire is more than a little unhinged, but the episode tries to have its cake and eat it too by having her wax poetically about why Superman is complete garbage while also having her act in ways that make no sense at all. She dislikes Superman. Okay, cool, then go after Superman. Why is she trying to crash airplanes and wreck all kinds of havoc across the city? Other than the episode needs her to be an out-of-control supervillain so that Superman can confront her. Here's an idea. Livewire already knows that Lois has a special bond with Superman. Livewire dislikes Superman, even though her reasoning is non-existent. Why not have Livewire kidnap Lois and pull a King Kong where she's dangling Lois off of a skyscraper to bait Superman into coming, and then she can eliminate the guy that she hates. The stakes don't have to feel like a Roland Emmerich movie to make the character worthy of facing off against Superman. I guess if I had to say one positive thing about this episode and this character, it's that when we inevitably see her again, we don't need much of a reason for her to return to her supervillainous ways. When you look at recurring supervillains in superhero comics, you have to contrive some reason for them to fight the superhero the first time, and then every other time, it's usually them getting revenge for the hero ruining their life the last time, which is about as flimsy as wet cardboard. Go to another city, start fresh. Heck, you can still supervillainize all you want, but don't stay in the same city that you know the hero is based in. But with Livewire, who already hates Superman for irrational reasons at best, if they decide they need another supervillain to throw down with Superman for no reason at all, well, they've got the perfect candidate right here. Honestly, it would make more sense than actually trying to give her motivations and rational thinking. So as you might have guessed, I'm giving this episode a hard pass. There's very little here worth tuning in for this episode, but I won't hold it against the people behind this episode. They can't all be gold, and they were very clearly trying to bolster the ranks of Superman's rogues gallery that they and I are always saying is incredibly lacking. It didn't work out so well this time, but better luck next time. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I will see you next week with another review. Catch you later.